Hi, my name is Aubrey Emery, and I'm a psychology major on the pre-med track, and I'm applying to study abroad at Lorenzo de' Medici in Italy. On the surface, people might make certain assumptions about who I am, but something that most people don't realize about me is how much my worldview has been shaped by the people that I'm surrounded with. Growing up, I didn't always have the chance to experience a lot of cultural diversity firsthand. With most of my family roots being in Appalachia and a life in a community where most people shared similar traditions, I wasn't really often exposed to different backgrounds or worldviews. Over time, though, I've been really lucky to form a friend group that's incredibly diverse. I became close friends with people from various different backgrounds, including Indian, Vietnamese, and El Salvadorian, and those relationships have really opened my eyes. I've celebrated things like Navarti with my Indian friend and experienced Mexican cuisine and culture with my El Salvadorian friend and her family, and these friendships have really helped me see how cultures shape people's experiences, perspectives, and their daily lives. Being exposed to so many different ways of living and thinking also strengthened my curiosity overall. I love learning, and these experiences made me realize that understanding others is just as important as learning academically, and this mindset is a big reason that I wanted to study abroad in the first place. As I mentioned, I'm also a psychology major on the pre-med track because I hope to become a psychiatrist one day. I've always been interested in understanding how people think and feel and how they navigate the world, and my friendship with people from these diverse backgrounds have helped me develop the empathy and listening skills that I believe are crucial in mental health care. Along with this, I would also consider myself a pretty introverted person. I like observing, listening, and reflecting, which I think are traits that help me notice details that others might miss, whether in a conversation or a classroom or a completely new city. But obviously, being introverted, I'm also a little nervous about leaving to study abroad because Florence will push me out of my comfort zone as I try to navigate a new city and meet people from all over the world and manage life in a culture that's completely different from what I've ever known. But these challenges are also what I think makes this experience so meaningful. It not only teaches you so much about another culture, but about yourself and your understanding of it, and that makes this whole thing so valuable. Studying abroad, I think, will also expose me to different social structures and ways of daily life, from things like housing and meal routines to education and healthcare. Observing Italian society will help me better understand cultural approaches to mental health, too, which is obviously a key area in my career goals. Italy also has one of the world's top healthcare systems, and I hope to learn how mental health services are prioritized there, which I can then compare to my own experiences with the ones here in the US. I've also studied Spanish for a total of 4 years now, and having close friends from various countries with different ways of communication and language, I think taken together gives me language skills and also cultural insight, which I hope to apply while I navigate Italy and connect with people from a lot of different backgrounds. These experiences have taught me how to communicate across differences and collaborate in diverse groups, and also how to approach new situations with curiosity rather than judgment. I know how important language is, whether verbal or nonverbal, and it's important for me to respect the communication of the people in Italy, and that's why I'm also trying to learn at least a little bit of Italian before I leave in January. I'm also excited to immerse myself in Florence's history and art. I've taken classes in the past like AP European History, AP World History, and a Holocaust focused class that have left a lasting interest and passion for history in me despite the STEM path that I'm on. I'm excited by the opportunity to go to Florence that will not only allow me to embrace this psychology path of my learning, but also allow me to explore further the underlying interests that I have in history that I'm not able to explore as much in my major and while in the US. It's also an opportunity for me to witness the ways that history, art, and social organization influence daily lives, from family units to education and community interactions. Along with this, I'm interested to bring parts of my own culture to the culture in Florence. I'm interested in their tradition of Scorpio de Coro, which is a Florentine Easter tradition with fireworks. And I think this is particularly interesting to me as someone who celebrates Easter and seeing how a different culture does things differently while also already having my own perspective on it and bringing it to the table. Overall, this journey is much, much more than just academics for me. It's about experiencing a cultural exchange and also extreme personal growth. By immersing myself in Florence's art, language, history, and daily life, I hope to return to the US as a more empathetic and well rounded individual that's ready to contribute even more to my community and to my future career.